Good afternoon. Welcome to our Dell Music Lounge live audience. Say hello on the radio.
All right.
We want to thank our friends at Dell Technologies and Lone River Ranch Water who make this kind of thing possible. It's only possible if folks that are playing at night agree to wake up in the morning and play for us. So that's what Gavin DeGraw has agreed to do. The new album is called Face the River. It will be out on May 20th. And for the second night in a row, you will find Gavin DeGraw at Antone's this evening. A little while ago, I checked, and it looked like they released some last-minute tickets. So that's over at AntonsNightclub.com. Cool. Without any further ado, live on Austin City Limits Radio, we welcome back Gavin DeGraw.
Wow, thank you so much. I am tired of the waiting. I can hear the record playing, but no music, just the needle. Heaven knows just how I feel. Try, and try. Try, and try to ride, to face the river I cannot cross. That's only you and I. All the praying, all the pleading on my bended knee, heart beating. We'll get past this, we'll pull through it, while horses couldn't do it. Try, and try. Try, and try to ride, to face the river I cannot cross. That's only you and I. And all the times I gave love and never got the same love. Looking for signs of a line. You were mine. And I. Thanks very much. Yeah, man. Good morning. It's like sound check for breakfast. You had vodka for breakfast? Wow.
All right.
To the flammable girl. Thanks for being here this morning. You made it. This next song here, this song's about advice. It's about getting some advice. And if you're going to get advice, I recommend you get it from somebody who cares about you. Not just anybody. I know some people are like, just ask somebody. Like, no. Don't just ask anybody. Ask somebody who cares about you. So this song's about asking somebody like that. It goes like this. Trying. I'm tired, but I'm trying. This hill I've been climbing. Oh, I can't see the top. Old man, can you help me understand why I'm on this planet? How do you know when to stop? Working for $1, oh, that's how you make a man feel broke. Working for $1, that's the only thing I know. Just driving old Ford, count blessings and praise the Lord. Have less, make it feel like more. Leave work at the front door. Work hard and you get paid. Don't give them your best days. Only so many left saved. Some of them up for the ones worth saving them for. La da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da. Patience, I've run out of patience. I need a vacation. I need out of this shift. Skydive, maybe see how fast I can drive. Too young to not feel alive, and I'm caught in a ditch. Passing me a bottle, old man starts rolling his own smoke. Says you lost me $1, he's the only thing I know. Just driving old Ford, count blessings and praise the Lord. Have less, make it feel like more. Leave work at the front door. Work hard and you get paid. Don't give them your best days. Only so many left saved. Some of them up for the ones worth saving them for. Once you find your love, you hold it close and say your name. No amount of money's gonna make you feel the same. Can't you see? Can't you see? Just driving old Ford, count blessings and praise the Lord. Have less, make it feel like more. Leave work at the front door. Work hard and you get paid. Don't give them your best days. Only so many left saved. Some of them up for the ones worth saving them for. La da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da. La da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da.
Gavin DeGraw live
Thanks
on
so
Austin
much.
City Limits Radio.
Thank you very much.
From our Dell Music Lounge, you'll find Gavin at Antone's this evening, and you'll find Face the River, the new album, out on May 20th. Let's do a choose-your-own-adventure kind of thing here. We can start with the death of your parents and then move into lighter fare.
Okay.
Or we could start with lighter fare and work our way to the death of your parents.
Whichever one you want to go with, brother. I'm easy breezy.
There's no win here, I don't think.
Yeah, it's all weird, you know. It's all tough. It's all real.
I mean, this record is, we'll start with your parents.
Yeah.
This record is a tribute to your folks.
It is, yeah.
You lost in a tight period.
Somewhat, yeah.
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 Your very first big hit, the song that put you on the map,
Yeah.
the first line of it is what?
I don't need to be anything other than a prison guard, son. And then anything other than a specialist, son. So, I mean, it's true, my first actual commercial success came from just kind of revealing where I'm from and, what I'm about, what my family's about. And, my father was a CO, a prison guard at a Maxi Max prison in New York State. and my mother was a detox specialist. And it was pretty peculiar watching them kind of go off to their daily wars, and then come home and have to turn the switch off. That was their survival mode switch when they were going to work. And I think the older I get, the more I appreciate it, particularly because they didn't complain about it. They just worked hard and they didn't give us their burden. They did their best to shelter us from their strain. And I think in general, I think that's a very common story. That blue collar hero story. Your folks going off to provide so that you can live the most stress-free version of your youth. They want that for you, and so this record is a dedication to them, and particularly just because I didn't want them to disappear, and I felt like I had a way to keep their story alive.
And they got to see who you became.
Yes, yeah, they sure did. It was one of the cool things about what happened career-wise for me was that, well, first of all, I got lucky that I had support in the household. I know that's kind of rare. A lot of people don't get the support in the household to pursue something as ridiculous as playing music for a living. I know how ridiculous that might seem to people. You're gonna go play music for a living? What, are you crazy? My dad wanted to do that as well. He wanted to play music for a living, but he didn't have that support in the house. I think that's probably why he leaned so heavily into being supportive about it, because it always bugged him that he didn't get a chance to do it. And my mother was as supportive as he was, and I was about 19. I was in the car with my pop, and we stopped at the local garage to pay off a guy named Frankie Stratton. He owned the local garage in town about 7/10 of a mile from the house, and we stopped in there to pay a bill, and we hopped in the car and we headed to my father's parents' house, which is about a mile and a half from there. And I said to my pop, I said, like, if you change one thing about your life, what would it be? And he said, without hesitation, he said, I never would have stopped playing music. And I thought, wow, he knows exactly what he wishes he would have been able to do. And when I asked him that question, he was probably about the age I am now. And I just remember sitting in the car and thinking, I don't want to be the dude sitting in the car wishing he would have, tried a little harder for what he really, really wanted, career-wise. And so I always appreciated that candor. I got lucky. I had that real candid relationship with my parents. And I don't know. I think there's power in asking questions and not being afraid to ask questions of people who are smarter than you, or at least been around longer than you and care about you. So.
Well, and whether you make this record or not, he's living through you because you're living the dream he had.
No doubt about it.
So there's that period.
100% right. And when I was making this album, it was during the whole height of COVID thing. Everybody's scared to death, and I was in Nashville, and I knew the type of record I wanted to make, the type of sound I wanted. And I knew Dave Cobb was the guy who makes those sounds, and he was nice enough to take a lunch meeting with me. which is really breakfast for me, to be honest. And TBH, LOL. Anyway, so anyway, we meet up, and he said, "What do you want to do?" And I told him, the world's messed up. I'm really messed up, and I've got a lot to say, and I think you're the greatest producer in the world for what I want to do, and I'd like to cut a record with you. And he said, F yeah. Let's do this. And I was like, yeah. Let's do it. And I got real lucky, and making the album itself, during the making of the record, my dad was diagnosed with brain cancer, and so making the album became more and more of a race against time, because I really wanted him to hear it, and he was begging me to hear it, and I got to play my father the album, without exaggeration, a half hour before he was rushed to the hospital to be doped up, and that was really the last cognizant time that I had with him. So it was a very powerful closure for me, that I got, some semblance of completion, that I got to play him that music, and he wept, and we cried and all that stuff, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of autobiographical stuff here, and biographical stuff throughout the album. Some things I was feeling watching, and some things I was, some things I figured they were feeling. We're gonna end up doing a tune about their story, because they were childhood sweethearts, and a lot of crazy things were happening at the time. I know we all feel like we've been going through some crazy times, but every generation feels like their generation's got the most to lose, or is losing the most, and their generation felt the same way.
They went to Woodstock.
They were at Woodstock together. That's exactly right. And my hometown, even though it turned into a prison town, it used to be this super cool resort hangout spot. It was the Catskills. It was like Dirty Dancing. You ever seen Dirty Dancing? So in the
and Henny Youngman and Don Rickles.
All the great comics, and that's right, all the great comics and entertainment, and guys like Sam Cooke would go up there and perform, and Ella Fitzgerald, just a huge. It was kind of like Vegas. That sort of culture ended up drying out up there, but one of the great things they had up there was the Woodstock Festival. A guy named Max Yasgur, who owned a farm up there, heard that the original concert had been shut down in the town of Woodstock, and he had this big, amazing farm in Bethel, New York, and he said, "Bring your party to my farm." So hundreds of thousands of hippies showed up, and two of them were my parents, And my dad said he went to Woodstock with his draft papers in his back pocket for Vietnam, quote, because he had to go off to the military after that weekend, and ended up not being sent into combat. Fortunately, he was sent to Germany, where he says that I probably have half brothers all over Germany from his time. And so anyway, my dad's name was John Wayne DeGraw, and there was lots of Johns in the family. And he insisted being called Wayne, but naming your son John Wayne back then would be the equivalent of me naming my son Brad Pitt DeGraw. Just like really funny. And he drove a old Chevy pickup truck. He had one album in that truck that never came out. It was a Willie Nelson record. The one that had Postman Delivered. You know that one?
I know that
the
one.
Pass Bill, do you know that? Anyway, And when he wasn't working at the jail, he'd be picking up odd jobs, mowing lawns, building picnic tables, and chimney sweeping, and building stoves. And we'd help him if he ever asked us to, or wanted us to, or let us. And we were churchaholics. We'd go to church at least once a week, and twice when God didn't listen. And so we were in church a lot on Tuesday, because we give it a day and be like, nothing changed. Let's go back tomorrow. and anyway, and then my mom, she joined the reserves to get college money, so she'd get her master's, try to make a little more money. And anyway, it's just a nice, beautiful love story of them, working harder than we ever could, and doing it because they loved us. And I just wanted to write a song that would celebrate the blue collar heroes in my life, and I think a lot of us have them, and we just we don't necessarily all write songs, but I do, and I wanted to write them a little tribute. Can I play it for you?
You want to do that now, and then we'll come back? Yeah, let's do that.
May I?
Yeah, that's the perfect way to.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
I talk a lot.
You just
I'm
dug
sorry.
us out of the hole that I dug us.
You didn't dig a
So,
hole, man.
Good. All right, let's do it.
You didn't dig a hole.
Once again, Gavin DeGraw live on Austin City Limits Radio.
Andy, just to be clear, Andy did not dig a hole. You know what you dug? You dug a foundation, my bro. That's what you did. Foundation. So this song's called Freedom. Johnny's got a family of 5, and he works for the state. He got debts that are piling high, and an old Chevrolet. Willie on the dash playing tunes. Smells like grass 'cause he's covered in June. Picking up extra cash, mowing lawns with his kids. Stained sinkers walk through the church as they kneel down to pray, saying, please, Lord, have pity on us, take our troubles away. These seeds that we're planting with you, we hope one day your Lord will come true. I remember even right now that look on his face. So we get high and we'd ramble, get drunk and we'd gamble. Teenagers cruising 75, singing Sweet Home Alabama. Stay out all damn weekend, Sundays if we're sleeping. Nobody leaving this planet alive. Might as well enjoy your freedom, yeah, freedom. Ma says she's gonna enlist, and the Corps pays for school. They'll have more money they could work with, she just had the tool. John says what she thinks best. I work doubles and make up the rest. Still drowning college debt, I'll never forgive or forget. So we get high and we'd ramble, get drunk and we'd gamble. Teenagers cruising 75, singing Sweet Home Alabama. Stay out all damn weekend, Sundays if we're sleeping. Nobody leaving this planet alive. Might as well enjoy your freedom, yeah, freedom. Went to Woodstock with his drab papers in his back pocket for Vietnam. They get high and they'd ramble, get drunk and they'd gamble. They were younger like everyone else, like you couldn't blow out the candle. Stay out all damn weekend. Sundays if we're sleeping. Nobody leaving this planet alive. Might as well enjoy your freedom. Yeah, freedom. Thanks very much. Thank you.
Gavin DeGraw live on Austin City Limits Radio.
Thanks so much.
So you're at Antone's, where
Yes, I am. Yeah, we are.
part of this tour,
Yeah.
the idea is to go back to places that you played early on.
Yes, sir.
And 20-something years ago, before there was a record deal,
That's right.
before, well, I guess right after you left the church, you, you were here. There used to be this Grand Slam Jam event.
That's
where,
right.
Where
Wow.
folks like Lars Ulrich and Lance Armstrong would play
Yeah.
Andre Agassi and
That's right.
John
Jim Courier.
McEnroe in tennis.
That's
yeah.
right. That's right.
And you were the unsigned kid who
Yeah.
played afterwards at Antone's.
That's right.
While people tried to meet Lars.
Yeah, man. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah, and what a cool and fun time too. I remember showing up here, and I didn't know that he was on it, and I was just, that's true. I was just some unsigned dude from New York at the time. I met Jim Courier, tennis player, playing in a bar in New York City, and he said, "Hey, man, you want to come to Austin and play music?" I was like, "Yeah, if you're paying me my ticket, I'll come down, but I don't have any money." And he was like, "Yeah, come on down." And I showed up, and I looked behind the drum kit. I was like, "Oh my God, I'm playing with Lars from Metallica. He's playing drums, and Mike Mills is playing bass from REM." And John McEnroe was on the guitar. I was like, "What's going on up here?" This is the weirdest, most famous pickup band I've ever been in. It just blew me away. But yeah, that's when I discovered Austin, Texas, and man, that was probably '99. I'm trying to guess, probably around there. First time I came down, I would come down every year just to kick it. And there's such a good live music scene in this town. And we played at Austin, we played at Antone's a bunch of times. And at that time, there's a local guy who was getting a lot of buzz. His last name was Snyder. Was it Rob Snyder?
Bob, but
Bob
yeah.
Snyder.
Yes.
He was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember seeing him on stage, and he was just killing it. And I was thinking to myself, I don't want to go up after this guy. He was just killing it. But it was just a reflection, I think. And I think he was really a reflection of the town, just a town that really embraced live music and talent. And it was right at the right sort of the tail end of the Stevie Ray Vaughan mourning process. Stevie had only recently been gone, so there was still a lot of that culture in the air of great blues guitar players in town, and it was just a nice environment to walk into as a musician. It felt artistic, and it felt like a community of people who love music art. It blew me away.
So then 20 years later, or whatever it is,
Yeah.
right before the pandemic,
Yeah.
you come through town in an RV.
Yeah.
And
I did.
And steal a dog from Austin.
Yeah. That's so funny. That's true. Almost true. So I was on a road trip. I had this RV, and I was off tour, so I like to travel anyway, So I bought this little RV, and it's like Sprinter van. And a buddy of mine out in L.A., I had it out there. And he goes, "Hey, man, you want to take a road trip?" I was like, "Yeah, I have an RV. Of course I want to take a road trip." He was like, "Let's go to the desert." And I figured we'd just drive an hour or two because he didn't have a RV. He just had like a truck. Man, 5 hours in, I was like, "Are we pulling over at all up here anywhere?" He was like, "Yep, a little further, right?" So for like 2 weeks, we traveled across and then just taking our time, hitting this spot, that spot. And then like 2.5 weeks later, he had split back to LA and I ended up here in Austin. And hung out here. I stumbled into some really great stuff. And I pulled up to a hotel called the Cynthia, I think it was called. Is that the name of it?
No, it's the Saint Cecilia.
Saint Cecilia.
If this is the same story.
No, that's the one.
Yeah,
Saint Cecilia. That's the one. Because I remember I'd been through there before. I was like, oh, that's cool. I pulled up there, and there's some guy out at the gate. And I was like, oh, well, no matter. And I hopped out of the truck, and I started walking. You can't come in. And I said, it's a hotel, isn't it? And he says, yeah, but you can't come in. And I was like, oh, no. He said, you're not on the guest list. And I was like, you didn't even ask me my name yet. You know, like, this guy just didn't like me. And then some random girl happened to walk out of the gate at that same time, and she liked me. And and she was like, hey, you want to come party with my friends? And then I was like, absolutely not. And anyway, she ended up getting me in, and then the host told me, we don't have a room for you anyway. So I was like, all right, this sucks. But anyway, I had a great time, and I met some really cool people. And one of the dudes I met hanging out, I kept in touch with. I spent about 3 days here testing my liver. And then one night, I decided to leave town because I want to make it home for Thanksgiving. I drove out of town. In the middle of the night, I pulled over to refuel. And that is when I met my dog. I found a Texas road dog. He ran literally out of the road away from a tractor trailer. And I was chewing because this gas station had a McDonald's at it. And that's delicious. And I had these McNuggets in my hand. And I was like, go down to the road, you know? And I started tossing these things at him, and he was storing the food. And I was like, ooh, he's really homeless, this dog, you know? And he apparently liked one of them, and he decided it was so good, he came over and sat down on my foot. And I was like, oh, no. I don't want a dog, but I want this dog, you know? So for an hour and a half, I walked around this gas station, going up to people like a homeless man with a dog. And by the way, people are scared to death when you walk up to them in the middle of the night at a gas station. I've noticed. And nobody claimed him, so I was like, hell, it looks like I've got a dog, you know. And I brought him home, and he's my dog's son. And he looks like me, but like with really cool head of hair. And yeah, he adds so much to my life, you know. So I thank Austin, Texas, for that fateful discovery. It was a beautiful moment. You all have changed my personal life, indirectly.
Is he going to tour with you? Is he going to
tours
be a
with
road
me
dog?
everywhere, man.
Oh, so he's here. He's in town.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Okay.
He's in the hotel room right now, ruining the carpet. I guarantee it. He does that weird butt drag thing. I know you know what I'm talking about. And I don't know why when
and you know how you solve that, which we're not going to talk about on the radio.
No, are you going to tell me?
No, there's a procedure for
Ew,
that.
really?
They do it. They do it at every groomer.
Ew.
And he needs it.
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Really?
Because if that's happening, that's not good.
He doesn't do it all the time, but you know, the thing that kind of messes me up, it's not so much that it's gross, which it is. It's that for some reason when he does it, he's got to like make eye contact with me while he does it. It's super weird. It would be one thing if he just dragged it on the carpet, but it's that weird like thing, you know, with the leg. It's really messes. It's like so disturbing, you know.
This is why this is the longest music lounge we've ever done, because he doesn't want to go back to the hotel room that has gland juice all over it.
Ew! Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Buh.
I'm not a veterinarian, but I know that as
Really?
a dog owner. Yes.
You have more medical knowledge than probably a brain surgeon from 200 years ago, though.
Thanks to Twitter.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Once again, live on Austin City Limits Radio, Gavin DeGraw.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. This next song is called Carpet Glands. That's so gross. Isn't that so disgusting? Let my love light shine right through the battles, just like an arrow, straight to your heart. Even a wounded one like mine, facing the gallows, it stood in the shadows, it's coming out of the dark. Even though I'd almost given up, but I did it. I really stuck with it. Someone found love. I'm so excited in this world, this life, so happy could cry. This angel of mine, greatest of all time. She's the greatest, greatest. Yeah, landed on the real thing. Is this real life? Used to be jaded, that fear that faded when I gave it a try. Put away my problems and all of my pride. Put on my halo, put my best foot forward, and I put in the time. I went through the darkness just to see the light. Yeah, I did it. I really stuck with it. Someone found love. I'm so excited in this world, this life, so happy could cry. This angel of mine, greatest of all time. Yeah, she's the greatest. Used to think love was blind until I saw you leaning on a hedge of time, saying that there's no tomorrow. Now you know I'm wanted. Now you know I'm wanted. Yeah, I did it. I really stuck with it. Someone found love. I'm so excited in this world, this life, so happy could cry. This angel of mine, greatest of all time. She's the greatest, the greatest. There it is. Thanks so much.
Gavin DeGraw, live on Austin City Limits
thanks
Radio.
so much, Andy. Thanks for having us, man.
Want to introduce your bandmate?
Would you mind? This is my good friend, Mr. Billy Norris, out of Clearwater, Florida, on the guitar, singing harmonies with me. Isn't he great?
Antone's Tonight is where you'll find Gavin DeGraw. It is night number 2 of 2. AntonesNightclub.com for those tickets. They released a little earlier today. And Face the River, the album, is out on May 20th. Thank you, gentlemen.
Man, thanks so much, Andy.
All right.
Thank you, guys. Thank you guys for having us and for showing up today. It means a lot.
We want to thank Dell Technologies and Lone River Ranch Water. And that's it from here in our Dell Music Lounge. I'm going to throw it back downstairs to Loris.